Okay, we did it. We did it. Alright, that's good. Alright, hey, that was fun. Alright, first things first. The bottom... What is this song? I'm going to turn it down a little bit. The bottom center of the screen says that we've beaten 110 games this year and 432 since we started doing this in 2020. Those numbers are now incorrect. We've now beaten 111, not 111 negative, 111 games since we started doing this in this year, in 2023. 433 since we started doing this in 2020. This song, what is this song? Just turn this way down. This is very 2006. Alright, okay, oh god, I'm gonna turn this like all the way down. Okay, so yeah, I have some thoughts. Overall, I thought that this was an enjoyable experience. So a few things stand out. First of all, the story is one of the more unique I've ever encountered among first-person shooters. I've never, I don't think, ever played a game where you have Native American superpowers. That is not a thing in any video game I've ever played. The closest would be games like Horizon, where they have like Native American-like things going on, but they're not actually Native American. These are Cherokee, right? So this is full-on Native Americans with superpowers, which is cool. It's a little dicey in the cultural appropriation domain, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and hope and assume that they at least consulted Native Americans and when they and Cherokees or whatever when they made this game. I'm just gonna hope that they did. If they didn't, that's a bit of a bummer. But I thought that was cool. I thought the whole alien invasion thing was done in a while alien invasion thing that's been done a million times. The way that it was done was very unique and very like kind of shocking, like hardcore, especially toward the beginning. Like this game had a hell of an intro. I went into this not with no expectations, had no idea what it was about, and when I'm beating up people in a bar, I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be like a brawler kind of a thing where I'm shooting up the people that kidnapped my girlfriend or something. No, it's not people. It's and then just an alien spaceship busts in, and it was that was cool, and the art style is pretty cool for the time. I thought this is right before games start getting that like gray brown washed out look that every game after Gears of War has. This is like right before that, so it was like nice and colorful, and that was cool. And all the stuff with like the gravity manipulation in the game and the portal manipulation in the game, like I'll have to look, but like Portal came out when did Portal come out? 2007? 2008? Portal was released in 2007. So this came out the year before Portal, and it's basically got Portal mechanics, which is interesting. So the Portal technology was really cool, and you know, it pioneered that a little bit, I guess. This game feels like it was like influential, even though I hadn't really heard about it until the reboot came out. And that was part of the level design. There were the portals, there was all the gravitational manipulation, and that was all super cool. However, therein lied a little bit of a problem. Not a huge problem, but a little bit of a problem. The level design was confusing because it had a lot going on. It was up was changing constantly. You're flying around in a place where gravity is all over the place, and you're walking, you know, on walls and ceilings and shooting enemies on the ceiling, and there was a lot of that. Kind of reminded me of Descent a little bit. Remember the old PC game Descent? It was a lot of that, you know, so it was confusing. So I got lost multiple times. turned around. Didn't really know where to go a lot of the time. Ended up walking back to the beginning of levels accidentally. I think that just comes part and parcel with making a game like this, with really interesting and not intuitive, kind of mold-breaking level design. But because of that, it wasn't intuitive. It was very alien, which was cool. It's hard. It's probably hard to make something alien and intuitive. It's probably damn near impossible. So I did struggle a little bit with the level design. The only other big problem I'd say is with the combat. The combat was not weighty at all. You shoot enemies and it doesn't feel like you're really hitting them. They just kind of stand there until they die. You know, so like the weapons didn't really feel like they had much impact. You know, if when you shoot enemies, they don't go like you know, they just kind of stand there and continue shooting. You can't stun lock an enemy. They just continue shooting at you and until one of you dies. So the combat, like all the guns kind of felt the same. They did slightly different things, but like at the end of the day, like when you're shooting something else, it's like, okay, it looks like this one does a little bit more damage output, so I'm going to use that one. So the weapons, while varied, while cool in their variation, they just didn't feel different when you're attacking enemies. And you know, a lot of games around this time are guilty of that, but a lot aren't. You know, BioShock isn't like that. Gears of War isn't like that. You know, Half-Life 2 even isn't like that. So there are games around this era and even older that are able to overcome that. This game really wasn't. And then last couple of things, the death mechanic I thought was pretty cool. When you died in this game, you don't have to reload from checkpoint. You go into the like Native American spirit land or whatever, and then you can have this. It's basically a mini game every time you die, where you have to shoot these things which determine how much health and magic you have when you come back. That was cool. That's a really interesting and intuitive, or a really interesting and I keep wanting to say something else, and I'm saying intuitive and innovative. That's what I'm trying to say. Really cool and innovative idea. And as someone that's trying to get through a game quickly, the fact that I'm not losing any progress when I die, you come right back to where you were, basically. Even if you're in the middle of a boss fight, that was nice. I will say that because of that, your death, there's the stakes are pretty much zero. So there's no like that feeling of intensity if you're in a boss fight, like kind of goes away. You don't really have to worry about getting hit. You don't really even have to dodge bullets, because the only thing you're really losing if you die is the few seconds that it takes to come back. You're not even losing any progress, even if you're in the middle of a boss fight. So that kind of cheapens everything a little bit. But overall, I still think it was cool. And as someone that's trying to get through the game quickly, it was nice. So I'm fine with it mostly. So yeah, overall, I think a lot more positive than negative. I'm curious to see if the new Prey that I'm going to play after this at some point has anything to do with any of these, because I think I've seen a trailer for the new 2017 Prey, and it's about space, and I guess it's about aliens, but I don't remember there being any kind of Native American shit in it. So I don't know if I think it's completely different. I think it's just a different game with the same name. But it'll be interesting to see if they even had any Easter eggs or nods to it. But yeah, overall, I did enjoy it. It's definitely suffered from age. It feels the graphics are dated. The combat is definitely dated. But it was still a fun time. Okay, last order of business. Prey. It's been fun. I'm glad I've had this game on my hard drive forever. I'm glad I finally got around to playing you. But we are now going to delete you from our console and never play you again. Bye! Thanks for letting us play you. Bye.